Hey guys, Pig of the Hut here. I just want to create a quick informational video giving the community some definitive information about Final Round and hopefully answer any questions people might have. And I'm just doing this pre-recorded, and I'm hoping this will get front paged so people will have some hype, some knowledge, and all the information they need for Final Round coming up. Now this will not be complete information because as I will talk about, there are events being planned in the works that won't be completely solidified until the upcoming weeks, but I just want to get the hype, the buzz, and the knowledge out there amongst the community so people kind of know what to look forward to for Final Round. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and make it clear that it is not at the same location that it was last year. This is a good thing because whereas last year was closer to a lot of Atlanta players, this year is actually closer to where you guys will be coming in from. It's at the Hilton Atlanta Airport at 1031 Virginia Avenue, which is like a strong baseball throw away from the airport. That's exaggeration, but just explaining, once you get off the plane, if you were to fly into Atlanta or coming from the south, it's seriously a free shuttle from the airport, and it's easy to get to. Last year I know a lot of people complained about having to pay $50 to $60 cab rides, or riding on the train for an hour and a half and getting lost and finding out where the hotel is, and then confusion about bus routes. Well, this year transportation in is very easy. It's a shuttle bus ride away. Another thing is it's going to be all day Saturday. Mortal Kombat is going to be all day Saturday. It will start at 10 a.m. If you get drunk and you're hungover and you don't show up till 10:30, then you might as well not come because you will definitely be DQ'd. Last year we definitely started on time. We started around 10:10, 10 minutes after, which is a nice little grace period. But that's never guaranteed. And I do believe 2 or 3 people were disqualified last year. Some for health reasons and some just because they overslept and were hungover. So let's be clear about that. 10 a.m. Saturday, it's an all-day. Even top 8 will be Saturday. Okay? Now last year it was my fault that the tournament lasted from 10 a.m. to about 1 a.m. What is that, like 14-hour, 13-hour tournament? That's my fault because I wanted to have every single match streamed. Every single match out of like 125 people. And we accomplished like 80% of that probably. And whereas it was the most documented major of all time in Mortal Kombat 9, it was almost a punishment put onto players for being on time at the tournament. So that's the biggest thing I messed up on last year, was thinking too much about the community at home rather than catering to the community that showed up. So that will be different. This tournament will have about 20 plus setups and will probably run over the course of 4 to 6 hours, and we'll probably be done. We'll probably have top 8 around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock Saturday, and that's realistically give me a little buffer window or whatever. We will probably run multiple pools. The plan of now is to run pools exactly like Keats does at UFGT, to have 16-man pools. I think we're talking about running 4 16-man pools or 8 16-man pools, something like that. But and I guess while we're talking about pools, let me go and jump into the fun part. Now, this won't be fun for anyone if you don't listen and do what we're asking. Number 1, Shin Blanca is doing all seating. Number 2, Shin Blanca is making the bracket. Number 3, therefore he is making all the pools. Now, the most important thing about this is, if you have a problem or an issue with a pool, a bracket, or this or that, you need to talk to him. I am in no way affiliated in any way with the creation of the pools or brackets. Neither is any other Atlanta player. Now, the pools are being planned to be released 1 week before Final Round, publicly on either my stream channel or TYM, or both at the same time. We want to do a pool release party. Basically, Shin Blanca would come onto the show and say, pool A is yada yada yada, pool B is yada yada yada. And I don't know if he would give times for each pool at that time, but it's just a week before the tournament to give everyone the equal amount of knowledge of who's in whose pool and what to expect. And then that creates hype leading up to the tournament a week up into it. Now, the only way that this can work is if you guys listen to the next part very, very carefully. It's about pre-registering. Now, I'm looking at the website right now while talking, and it says pre-registering ends in 16 days and 6 hours, which basically means, let's see when that is. That's March 12th. According to the Final Round site, it ends March 12th. So online pre-registration ends March 12th. So make sure you guys check out the Final Round website so you guys can see that for yourself. Now the thing is, the pools are going to be, like I said before, released a week before the event. If you do not pre-register, you will not be included, obviously, in that list because we can't know, psychically if you're going to be there or not. So here's the way it works. Shin Blanca has said that if you do not pre-register, under no circumstance, it doesn't matter if your name is Pig of the Hut, Perfect Legend, Rio, CD Jr., Tom Brady, it doesn't matter who you are. You will not be seated by location, by who your brother is, by if you are the EVO champion, or what majors you've recently won, or anything. You will be looked upon as a random. Now, and then that's it. It doesn't matter. There's no, pre-register me up ahead of time and I'll pay you when I get there. None of that crap. It's you take care of your own responsibility. And the idea behind this is, if you can do this for MLG and you can do this for EVO, then you can definitely do this for any other major. It's not that hard. It takes 3 to 5 minutes, and if you don't have a credit card, there's many other ways to do so. Well, I mean, frankly, no. If you're able to go to MLG and EVO and do it that way, then you should be able to do it for Final Round. It takes, like I said, 3 to 5 minutes. So it's on you. Now, if everyone pre-registers, then we get, full-bodied pools released a week ahead of time, so we all kind of know what's going on. It's a more hype event, more hype tournament, more organized. Now, there are going to be your 4 to 10 players who aren't going to pre-register, and they're going to be added late into pools, and that's just their fault. And they will probably end up playing each other first round. It doesn't matter who they are. If they're in the same location, same household, same training partners, same clan, doesn't matter. Last year, I turned in all seedings for the Final Round event, and I separated all brothers, all pools. Keep saying pools. All brothers, all recent tournament match winners, like the top 8 winners, and this and that. And I used the NFG and I used all this stuff and turned it in, and I thought it worked well. Some people complained based on whose characters people use, but that's not my fault. It's not my fault which players use which characters, depending on matchups. But looking forward to Final Round this year, there currently are about 15 players pre-registered. That's an extremely low number, but the fact of the matter is the whole MK community does things at the last minute. Well, you've got 16 days. You've got till March 12th to pre-register and have a lot of names in the pre-register list to where we can make pools, make it hype, do this, do that. It would be a lot more fun that way rather than, adding people last minute, last second, having tons of people complain, well, this guy's my brother. Why do I got to play him first round? Well, because you didn't listen to this message and you didn't take it seriously and you didn't take the hundreds of posts from Shin Blanca about this seriously. So this is the warning. Now let's talk about more positive things. There are going to be 2 streams for Final Round Mortal Kombat. Basically, the way it's going to work is the main stream is going to be twitch.tv stream of the hut, which is my personal stream, and the other stream will be a backup stream, which will probably end up being like the loser bracket matches, whereas stream of the hut will handle all the winners bracket matches. The other stream for the Final Round in Mortal Kombat will either be Beer Guy Ed's stream or Reno Rack stream. It's looking more like Reno Rack stream. So it looks like Reno will probably be doing that second Atlanta stream. We'll get that information to you as soon as it's confirmed. Now, what it might be is Stream of the Hut might end up being like the mainstream winners bracket and top 8, and Reno's stream or the other stream will end up being like the loser bracket matches. So you guys aren't, if like 2 top players lose in their losers bracket, we don't want you guys to not see that match. So we're going to try to coordinate it to where when one is streaming, the other one's getting the match ready. When the other one's, and then that one streams the match, and then my stream would get the other match ready. So we have constantly 2 matches you guys can have pulled up on your computers at home and troll both stream chats and whatnot. And we just want constant entertainment. We don't want any downtime. And also, we will be giving you guys updates on both streams about the matches off stream. All matches will be recorded to YouTube afterwards, so you guys can view post-tournament. Other things I want to talk about are Friday night exhibitions. Now, I came up with an idea, and I want you guys to help me elaborate and perfect this idea. It's a side exhibition match or tournament called Toasty. Okay? Think of horse in basketball. The way it will work, there will be a small entry fee of maybe $3 to $4, something like that, so very minuscule. And we're going to have a bracket, all randomized, and you can't really seed this, really. I mean, there's like 2 people you could see, but not really. It's going to be a tournament where we take all the characters' names in a hat and we pull them out, and the first name that comes out, say it's Kung Lao. Then those 2 tournament players have to go into training mode against each other, and the first player does a combo, just like in horse. If you guys aren't familiar with the way horse works in basketball, then Google it or look it up, or you'll try to understand it as I explain it here. Let's keep it simple. Let's say player 1 does jump and punch, 1-1-2 spin, and that's it. Then player 2 has to replicate the same combo, jump and punch, 1-1-2 spin. If he doesn't replicate the same combo, then he gets a T. And say that happens again, he gets, all right, so then after that, player 1 creates another combo. Okay, and this goes until you spell Toasty. Once you have lost the chances to replicate the person's combo, it becomes Toasty, and that means you're eliminated. So I hope you guys understand that. You probably have no idea, because a lot of you guys aren't sports guys or sports fans, but I will lay this out much clearer in a separate post explaining how we're going to play this. It's really fun, and I want you guys to be hype about it. Now, in this Toasty tournament, each player will have the opportunity to say right of change, and that basically means that you go back to the character select screen and we redraw another character name. That will help players who, say if you get like Kenshi, say if I'm Kenshi and the other guy has no idea how to do Kenshi combos, then he can instantly do like a right of change after taking the first letter, and we'll go back and switch characters, and Kenshi will be out of the hat. We can't redraw Kenshi. So hopefully then he'll get Shiva, and I know nothing about Shiva, and I'll have to pay attention to what he's doing even more. So it could create some interesting, sequences where people do like both the players don't know how to use the character, and they create like really dumb, interesting looking combos. Like with Kung Lao, you could do dive kick, down 1, down 3 spin, or something like that, and have to replicate that. It's just an idea. It's fun. I want you guys to help me build it, execute it, replicate it. But the prize of winning that side exhibition is going to be a free, fully paid copy of Injustice for the system of your choice. I also am thinking of doing a random hidden select tournament, minimal payment $3, and maybe if you sign up for both, it'll be $5 for both. Both of these will be streamed on Friday. We'll come up with the location, time, place, people that are interested, and the winner of that will also win a free copy, fully paid Injustice for PS3 or Xbox 360, whatever system they want. So just trying to provide incentives, side exhibitions, hype moments. There's been talk about Florida versus Atlanta, 5 versus 5. If you guys want to try to get that organized, I'm down, but it has to be after the tournament. Now let's go ahead and talk about conflicts of final round. Some people have came to me with displeasure of it not being an EVO qualifier, and it also being on Easter weekend. There isn't that much that we can do about that. Easter, Atlanta is a very busy time in March where all the hotels cater to March Madness, and they skyrocket the hotel prices and venue prices. And this is the week after March Madness ends, which happens this year to sadly be Easter, which is why we're choosing to do it all day Saturday, so hopefully people who do need to get back to their homes and families on Sunday can have time to do so either Saturday night or Sunday. So that's how we're trying to conflict the Easter problem or the Easter complaint. There's nothing I can do or we can do about it not being an EVO qualifier. You could look at it like this. Come here basically come here and test your might against the top competition leading up to those EVO qualifiers or EVO that you're going to be eventually attending. Plus, it's just a great time. It's a great event. I know the Atlanta scene is going to be hype. We're going to provide a lot of good content for you guys. I know the other thing is, I think one Atlanta member is going to throw a party for all the players coming into Atlanta for final round. So more on information on that. I don't want to say his name on here in case he's like, no, I'm not going to have that party. So, more information on that. If this guy does throw a party, I assure you it'll be probably one of the best Mortal Kombat parties you've ever been to. I know it sounds really lame saying a Mortal Kombat party, but trust me, this guy is awesome. Other things, I just want to go back and just say it's going to be 2 streams for all the people who can't attend, so you guys should enjoy the tournament at home. It'll be well documented. Commentators will be announced later. They'll probably be random. I don't want someone on there commentating who doesn't know a damn thing about the game, who doesn't have understanding of anything in the game. So those people will not be allowed to commentate. Seeding. I have been told that this is the way seeding will happen. So you have to pre-register to be seeded. Okay, that's number 1. You have to pre-register to be seeded. You don't pre-register, you might as well just skip this part. Seeding is not going to happen for you. Doesn't matter who you are. The seeding is going to be done based on the last 4 major events of the top 16 finishers of the last 4 major events in Mortal Kombat. So off the top of my head, that sounds like to me Dallas, MLG, NEC, SCR, and Winter Brawl. Top 16 placers from those tournaments will be seeded. If you haven't placed top 16 at any of those tournaments, then you will be considered a random. It doesn't matter if you place second at CEO 2011, or second at Power Up, or first in Power Up 2011, or whatever tournament. I'm just picking random tournaments. Doesn't matter if you're 9th at Evo 2011. No one cares about 2011. No one cares about who won the NBA championship in 2011. Basically, we care about what you've done for us lately. And it's the 4 last major events that this tournament will be seeded on. So you can look at the top 16 players from each one of those events, and those are going to be your top 16 seeds. That's how your top 16 or top seeded players will be determined for final round. I am going to email all that information to Shin Blanca, and based on who pre-registers are going to be the ones who get those seeds. So, I'm going to take a random player. Death. Let's say Death got 9th at NEC. If no one else pre-registers, then Death is going to be the number 1 seed. I mean, you have to pre-register to get those seed points. And, seeds get you buys, it gets you, I guess, the lesser of the competition to start off your tournament path. So take advantage of this, guys. Pre-register. Do Shin Blanca a favor. Do the tournament a favor. Do the whole fighting game community a favor by pre-registering, so you get the seeds, so we can announce the pools. We can create hype. We can create a lot of, I don't want to use a drama, but I'll just use the hype drama, leading up into the tournament. And prediction threads become a lot more relevant at that point because you can see who's in each other's pools. So again, if you do need to late register, then you can do so. I think Shin Blanca said between the hours of 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. on Friday. Now, Mortal Kombat's tournament isn't till Saturday. So you cannot get in late Friday and get in early Saturday and have not registered yet and be in the tournament. You have to pre-register now by March 12th, or you have to be in that long-ass line Friday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Atlanta, and with a lot of sweaty dudes. And you have to be in that line. You have to get in that line physically between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. on that Friday. Or you can't register for any game, for anything at all, period. So I want everyone to understand that, make it clear. Like I said, if you got any backlash about this, then I don't understand how you guys can do it for MLG or EVO and can't do it for any other majors. So it's time to grow up and pre-register and pre-plan and stop doing things last minute. Alright, well, that's the end of this informative video. I hope I cleared up everything. Please visit finalround.org for any other information. Feel free to PM or tag Shin Blanca on TYM. He's really good about answering people's complaints, concerns, and questions. And, please come at me with any ideas or exciting events, or if you want to perfect that side game I came up with called Toasty, or just anything you guys want to come at me with to try to make the event more hype and better. I'm more happy to do so. So anyway, this is Pick of the Hut, and hope you see you guys at Final Round. Later.